Well, hello everyone. This is Nathan. Say hello, Nathan.
Hello.
So, today we're going to be talking about individual education plans or IEPs. And Nathan is a teacher at the New Hope School, a special school at Pacific Hills. And we're just going to have a brief chat about IEPs and the value of them and how Nathan goes about working with parents and other professionals in the area of education plans. So, Nathan, how long have you been teaching?
This will be my 6th year teaching.
6 year, and how long in special education?
The whole time.
Whole time in special education. How many IEPs do you reckon you've done in that time?
We've got about 26 students at our school at the moment. So each of those in my class is 9 in my class. So they get an IEP at the start of the year.
26 times 9. I'm trying to work out the math. Sounds like a lot anyway, doesn't it? A lot. And how many times a year would you construct these IEPs?
So we meet with the parents at the start of the year and review midway through the year just to track how we've been progressing through that IEP.
Okay, so you primarily work with children with autism and the secondary children with autism in secondary school, high school, yeah. So let's think of one of your students, maybe a student that you can think of, and we'll just call him Ben for confidentiality. When Ben's parents come to the school, how do you then look at their level of academics and social interaction, social competencies? What's that whole process look like?
Yeah, so prior to the meeting, we'll sit down, the teachers, the teacher aides, and discuss their social and academic ability, just gauge what level they're at, set some goals for them that we are wanting them to achieve. We'll meet with the parents at our meetings and just discuss their goals and what they're desiring for their student, their child, and then we'll take a look at our goals and see how they line up and set some specific goals, measurable goals for the students as well, and have the parents on board.
So you have a preliminary meeting, the parents come in, they tell you all the things that Ben can do, then you have him in the school for maybe a month and see what Ben can do when you look at him, and then you reconvene another meeting with the parents. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so the teachers' aides, when do they come on board for this whole process? What do you do?
So prior to the meeting, we'll meet with the teacher aides, discuss some of the things that the students are learning, what goals we want for them. We'll work with them on establishing those goals as well, because they predominantly work closely with the students. We'll have them attend the meetings as well with the parents, just to, just provide that support for the parents as well.
What about the student? Does the student attend any of these meetings?
In my experience, we haven't had the students attend. There's been one student we did have attend, just so they were on board with what we were wanting them to learn as well.
So
but not always.
In your case, why wouldn't you have the student attend?
A lot of the time they may not understand exactly what's being discussed. So it's good to sort of gauge the parent and the teacher's ideas about what goals we want for them. We've seen them, we work with them in the classroom, so it's good to have that communication with the parents. It's not always necessary, to have the student there as well.
But I would imagine, and I'm thinking some of the students in some of the other special schools, if the child is high functioning and has a level of competency and intellectual competency, it may be of value for them to be in the IEP, so that everyone knows what everyone's talking about.
Yeah. So the one student we did have, this was not Ben, this was another student. We had him there because there were some behavioural things as well as the academics that we wanted him to, be aware of. So he had some input as well in some things that we discussed.
So in the IEP, what are the main broad areas you're targeting?
Yeah, so we look at, firstly, we identify what strengths the student has, some of the weaknesses or challenges that they face in social and academic and behavioural areas. We then set those goals based on those needs as well. We will look at each subject area that they're completing, try and set a goal or 2 goals for each subject that they're completing as well, whether it's their literacy, numeracy in English and maths, or other areas, other KLAs, key learning areas.
And any kind of well-being, living skill kind of goals.
Yes, so there's one section of our IEPs as well that we'll talk about their social skills and the sorts of things that they need assistance in or support in developing and building.
So do you have a standard document that you use to fill out your IEPs at your school?
We do.
You might like to show the camera.
Yep, so we have the first page. The first page just runs through their strengths and weaknesses down the bottom and just some personal information for the student. And then on the other side, we just go through each of the KLAs down the side here, and we set the goals. We set the short-term goals and the strategies that we're going to use to meet those goals. The last two columns talk about the resources, whether it's the personnel, the support staff that we'll use, or any physical resources we'll use. And then we've got ways of monitoring and evaluating the strategies that we've implemented.
Now, is there any time set or tick off or signing of this document?
Yeah, so midway through the year, we'll review the IEP that we had at the start of the year just to track how the students progressed, if they've met any of the goals. If we need to keep the goal there, we will. If we need to change it or adjust it, increase it, or change the goal completely, we'll do that as well midway through the year.
So we're working with a teacher's aide. How do you validate a teacher's aide's input into this process? Because you and I have worked with our teacher's aides for many years, and they're fantastic people, and they have such insights. How do you draw them into the process?
Yeah, so just including them throughout the entire process. Prior to the meeting with the parents, they attend the meeting with the parents, and they provide ongoing support for the students. So they will work closely with the students in a lot of these areas, in the goals that we've set. They will be the main person that implements some of the strategies as well as the teacher, but yeah, they have a lot of involvement with the student.
So I would imagine they'd also be doing a lot of record keeping for you, like when the child meets the goal, they're ticking off the goal, they're dating the goal, and then they will then have that marked ready for the next meeting, so that working on the next goal. So their input in monitoring the strategies and implementing the strategies is quite vital in this whole process.
Yeah, so with our monitoring and evaluation, we'll use checklists and observations and keep records of how they're tracking, what goals they're achieving in their social and academic, the goals we've set. So yeah, they'll keep those records and we'll be able to refer to those as needed.
So thinking of your very best teacher's aides, what skills do they have that you value in a teacher's aide?
Good question. So we, yeah, definitely, they're very useful to us in the classroom. They provide that support. They're always there with us. In the classroom here, we always have a teacher aide, whether they're working one-on-one with a student or with a small group of students. Yeah, they're so valuable to what we do, and I guess we couldn't do what we do without that support as well, yeah. Especially when we're dealing with the students we have, the challenging behaviours that sometimes present. Yeah, they're definitely valuable, a resource for us.
So I just can't imagine doing a school without our teachers' aides. And as Nathan and I were discussing before this video clip, we always say at a Christian school that everybody has equal value in the classroom, and everybody is different in function and responsibility. And I have seen in my experience of teachers' aides just a wonderful asset they are. Their relational skills and their understanding and empathy is something that some teachers don't have, and you can't learn that sometimes. You have to work hard at it. So one of the things that I admire about teachers' aides is the way that they help the family. They understand the family and they're very supportive. And they see things sometimes that I don't see. And they're my other set of eyes. And I say that we are co-teachers in the classroom. We are co-learners. And what we do together by the grace of God. So Nathan is an experienced person. I'm sure that if you want to ask Nathan any questions, he's just an email away. But in your package now, your facilitator will go through this document. This is the one I really like about individual education plans. We've got some multiple choice questions that you can go through. But remember, this is just a plan. and a guide into how we are going to help our students. We want our students and our parents to see that in a special school, there's no difference to a regular school in the learning that is captured. We are all here to learn. We start with one set of skills, but we certainly finish with another lot of skills and knowledge, values, attitudes and understandings. So I wish you all the best for the next module, and I'll see you at the next module minus Nathan. Oh well, I might have Nathan because we're going to go into autism for the next 4 modules. Are you in for that, Nathan? How's your course going anyway?
It's going good.
Would you recommend your course to others?
I would.
Okay, there you go. So thanks very much. Bye.